"What's the derivative of 2x squared?" asked my teacher. Slowly raising my hand, I felt the palms of my hands sweating. Then I caught myself. What was I thinking? Almost answering the question. I thought it was 4x, but I wasn't sure. What if I got it wrong? What would everyone else think of me? These thoughts raced through my head as I dropped my hand back into my lap. Instead of me, another student was called on. 4x, he answered, and my teacher replied, "That's correct. Great job." Disappointment and regret filled me as I realized I had the right answer. The first time I really noticed the judgment of other people was in 6th grade, during the last soccer game of the year. The score was 1-1 at halftime, and the other team had the ball near our goal. As a kid from the other team kicked the ball towards the goal, I tried to block it with my foot, but to my horror, the ball spun off my foot, past our goalie, straight into the goal. The parents for the other team let out a cheer as they saw what happened. Our goalie, on the other hand, started crying and screaming at me, saying that I meant to score in our goal. Right after seeing what I had done, my heart had fallen into my stomach. But after seeing our goalie's reaction, I felt awful. I had completely failed in front of more than 50 people and caused my team to lose the game 2-1. That was the last soccer game I ever played on a team, and I wouldn't even touch a soccer ball for the next few years. After this one event, my attitude towards sports completely shifted. Team sports were a nightmare for me. I kept playing basketball, but I quit baseball that same year. In basketball, I felt okay during practice, but when it came to game time, I forgot how to play the game. If I somehow managed to get the ball, my first instinct would be to pass it away. The second was to dribble it until I could pass it away. I kept playing until 9th grade, where I finally quit. I would have quit long before then, if not for my parents. Every year, they would encourage me to sign up, convincing me I would do better, and I did. 1 basket a year turned into 2, and then 3 baskets in my final year. My parents would congratulate me, and each time I scored, and we'd usually celebrate by going out for dinner. From what I just told you, you can probably tell that my parents are very supportive of me. They've almost always supported me in my endeavors, whatever they may be, like sports, clubs, hobbies, whatever. You would think that with all the support from my parents would increase my confidence and reduce my fear of judgment, but instead it worsened it. Sure, my parents wouldn't be unhappy if I didn't do well. In fact, they would always try to see the best in everything. But it's always more about in your own head, and in my own head, it didn't feel good. And after each failure, at least in my own mind, their congratulations often just felt like pity. Of course, it's not my parents' fault whatsoever. They were just trying to do whatever they thought would help me. In the end, it was more or less all about what I thought or felt. When I felt I failed, I felt like everyone thought that I failed. Just like my fear of how people would judge me, it was all in my own head. Although it's pretty easy to think and know that, putting it into practice is a lot tougher. To be honest, I just hope that my fear would eventually leave me. Sure, I sometimes tried to change that. I would raise my hand more in class for a day or two, but I would soon stop. Throughout my life, this has been an issue I've tried to change, but I've never been able to. This May, my parents, ever trying to help, told me about this program, FFI. My parents and I both didn't know what this program would entail. My parents were like, "Nice, a free program and credits, go sign up." And that was basically my thought process too. And until Saturday, I didn't have any idea what this would be like. Upon arrival, we were told about this speech that we would write and present about ourselves. After being told this, I did think a little about leaving the program, but I didn't. Instead, I'm here giving you this speech as a step in mitigating this fear. Although this is only one step in, I'm sure, many to come, this small speech is a big step forward for my self-confidence. As I'm talking about decreasing my fear of judgment, I'm sure all of you have something you want to change about yourselves. So I hope you make whatever change that might be, whether it be sleeping earlier, eating healthier, becoming more confident, whatever it is. You can do it as I am trying to do it now. And remember, it's never too late to be what you might have been.